I'm going to tell you how I quit my meds. This is how you quit your meds when you're taking something like a heavy psychiatric medicine like Risperidone or Risperidone. And it's way easier than you would imagine. Way easier than you would imagine. And I'm going to tell you the secret of how I did it. I was on it for 18 years. 18 years. And I tried to quit. I tried to wean off. It didn't work. It didn't work. And this is a proper way to do it. The basic idea is you're drinking caffeine, right? When you're taking the medicine. It interacts really strongly with caffeine. And if you ever try to quit the medicine without caffeine, now I'm not a doctor and I'm not sure how it affects each individual, but I know how it affected me. When I kept drinking caffeine and I was off the medicine, I could not sleep. Could not sleep. It was like weeks of barely being able to sleep until I had to be hospitalized. I ended up wandering the streets because I had not slept in 2 weeks when I tried to quit Risperidone the first time. And Risperidone, see, I have anxiety. My problem is not longer anxiety. Actually, I have no anxiety now that I finally quit this bullshit medicine. No. Actually, my problem that the psychiatrist said that I had was general anxiety disorder, not otherwise specified. NOS, not otherwise specified. I had anxiety. But my wife wanted me to take the medicine. I think it said that people heard voices. It was kind of prescribed to people who had schizophrenia and stuff. And that caffeine really riles up people and can make them crazy when they have tendencies to schizophrenia and stuff like that. You have to get a good night's sleep. It's really important. And since I quit the medicine, the shit, just spent $200 on it right before. And I was at the pharmacy drive-through, and I got a thought. It would be a miracle. I already gave her $300, $100 bills, and I got a thought from her. It would be a miracle if you just drove away, because I think she had been working hard, COVID-19 out there, having to interact with all these people and risk her life and stuff and do good. And she could have kept the tip, $70, $80, $100 tip, something like that. And I would have said, F that medicine that I was not a slave, but like dependent on, worried every month, will I get my medicine so I won't be thrown out in the street or something with craziness. And I was on that medicine for 18 years. And something told me it'd be a miracle if you just drove away. And the sun was so bright away from the pharmacy. It was in the dark shadows in the pharmacy. And it was like my life was ready to begin if I had left. But I tried to save my $200 or $300 and I stayed anyway. And guess what? When she gave me that medicine, it gave me a cold. It gave me a cold. And I had already been dealing with these other difficult problems in my house. Like this piece of insulation was annoying me and I had been breathing that in. Then the cold gave me a cold, making me breathe that in too. And it was like really difficult. And I was like, F this medicine. I didn't say F this, it was something special. Something told me just quit. And I quit all of it cold turkey. And that's how you do it. You don't have to wean off it. However, I'm not a doctor, and You should ask your doctor first because they supposedly know best, but they keep information from you. They don't tell you if you ever quit this medicine, you will not be able to sleep if you are drinking caffeine. So that's the hardest part, is making yourself not drink any caffeine, quitting caffeine. But this is the most beautiful, amazing thing about it, is that you can sleep. You can lay in a bed like almost all day if you don't have a job to go to, or if you're working from home, you can work your own hours in between when you're not sleeping. And I slept almost all day on and off and got really good night's rest at night. And before that, I had been drinking 20 cups of coffee a day, sometimes 40 cups of coffee a day on this Risperidone. And my mind was racing, and I was addicted to it because I wanted to keep my body fat low. And I'd wake up in the morning, I wanted something, but I didn't. And it's the caffeine that messes it up for people, and they get addicted to it, and they think that, oh, I might go back to caffeine one day once I'm well off this medicine for months or longer. I may go back to caffeine, I'm not sure, because it can help to lose weight. But since I quit 2 weeks ago, I've lost 4 or 5 pounds. I've lost 4 or 5 pounds, and I retained all my muscle because I was laying in bed for a few days and I was like, wow, I don't want this to hurt my body. So I started working out, even though I didn't have the caffeine energy. I was kind of tired, and I was working out anyway to try to build up my energy naturally. And I made sure to work out when I could. And then after I'd slept long enough, like a week, 4 or 5 days, something like that, a week and a half, I got more energy on my own. And then I had the energy to jump up and dance, put music on. And at the same time I quit, I had not listened to music in a really, really long time. I had not listened to music in a really, really long time. And I started listening to music again, and it was around Christmas time. It was just before Christmas when I quit. And I put on Christmas music. I put on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer soundtrack by Burl Ives, and I played that, and I got happy on the holidays. And it was amazing. It was amazing. And I slept and slept and got such good rest. My face looks way better. My face looks way better. And it's because I'm well rested. I had not been getting a chance to sleep in a year or two with all that caffeine. Like I kind of got sleep, sometimes I was okay. But when I really quit the caffeine, I could sleep really well. And I don't hear any voices at all. I don't have any anxiety. I have no anxiety at all. It's amazing. It's a miracle since quitting this fucking bullshit. Okay. Picture somebody's skeleton bones. Like it's gonna kill someone for having them dependent on this bullshit. Now, at the time I started the medicine, I think it helped me. It really helped me. But it helped me in immeasurable ways to quit it and quit caffeine. My libido has been huge, like it was at the best that it ever was. My sex drive, it has gone up by many times since quitting this. And I was also on Lexapro. Wait. Sertraline or Zoloft is an antidepressant. And quitting that, I was on that for a year because of depression. I have no depression. The thing that made me excited and happy was getting motivated to be my best self, get in better shape, look good, do those things that I dreamed of when I was younger that made me happy, like growing long hair, or the little things that you wanted to do, but you were afraid, oh, I gotta fit in. And when you're off that caffeine, you don't feel riled up and annoyed by this nonsense, fear that drives people. That all goes away. That all goes away when you quit the caffeine. It's a miracle. And quitting this medicine, this is like a fucking placebo that has no effect at all. I'm so much better without it. And I was on it for 18 years. It's a miracle. I quit this and I quit caffeine at the same time, and I feel amazing. And you get to sleep in a bed. You get to sleep in a bed for most of the day, on and off, when you're not working. You know, I did it on the holidays. And if you have to work, you work in between. You do it at a time when you can really get to sleep and catch up on sleep. And at first, I wasn't getting in the best shape. I was eating some food. I kept eating some food. And I'd lay in a bed, you know, have food. I wasn't worried at all about my physique. I'd cover up, put a sweatshirt on. I kept warm, and it felt good in the bed. I said it felt good in the bed like a million times. However, here's the thing. When I first was put on the medicine, I had a really stressful life. I had just gotten into one of the best film schools. I got a scholarship to attend. I was working. I had to commute 6 hours a day, 3 hours up to LA in traffic, 3 hours back, and maybe another additional hour, 7 hours a day, because I lived in Long Beach and was going to school an hour away in Orange County at my school. And it was really stressful. And I started having panic attacks. Now, I didn't have an at-home living situation that was private and felt okay. I was living in the corner of my friend and his wife's one-bedroom apartment that they didn't really want me there, but I was trying to save money. And it was only $200 a month. And I could hear the cars whizzing by. They would not stop. I was always hearing cars. I looked up and saw a billboard, and it said, having a heart attack. I thought I was gonna die of a heart attack because I was having chest pains from panic attacks. And my arms went numb when I was driving, and never had that before. I was like 23, 24. I was 24 or 25, something like that. And I was going to school, and it was way too much work for me to do. I was trying to graduate early to save my dad money on tuition or something like that, because he was kind of helping with the financial aid, and I had scholarships for the rest of it. And it was like I was a kid going to grad school, living kind of poor at the time. And anyway, it sucked. I had no social life. I was just coming out of physical therapy from working so hard on a short film that got me into the school. I had worked so hard on the short film for so long that my body had atrophied, and I got really skinny. I was 100 pounds less than I am now. About, 90 or 80 pounds less than I am now. And literally 95 pounds less than I was now. I was so skinny, editing. I taught myself how to edit to become a good film production person. And it got me in the film school, and I was working, and I could just walk and swim. I couldn't jog because I had been working so hard, and I was working even harder, trying to do more. And I started going a little bit nuts. And that's when I got into medicine. And then I got my own apartment, and I had privacy, and I quit the internship, and I got into medicine, and I felt better. I didn't feel that much better. I felt better though, but I became kind of a jerk and let the fear drive me. Like, I thought people were annoying me, so I'd act kind of mean. It was a little bit of a jerk. It wasn't that bad. I was still always kind of nice. And that was 18 years ago. And I've been on the medicine for 18 years. And just 2 weeks ago, I quit. And I quit caffeine at the same time, and it was a miracle. It was a miracle. And, you know, I slept. in a bed. And if you want the truth, I had tried to quit before while still drinking caffeine. The first time I could see hell rise from the surface, it was horrifying and actually terrifying. It was a waking nightmare of hell, literally, the first time I tried to quit, because I couldn't sleep for like 2 weeks. And I had weaned off the medicine less and less for months, a long time, almost a year. It was a plan to finally get off this medicine. And at the end, I quit. I kept drinking caffeine. And I could not sleep. I could not sleep. And it was a waking nightmare of hell, for an accurate description. I could see hell rising from the surface, pulling people up on crosses, giving me a show, and then they shut the lights off. It was like, it really put me into shock, and I had to go out there working in it every day. It was horrible. It was horrible. And the fear drove me to shave my head like I was in the military. And it was like, and I wasn't in the military. And it was horrible because I couldn't sleep. So I went back on the medicine. After the first time that happened, I was afraid. I was fear-driven and afraid to be myself. I hid my true self so far inside for years. For years, it was horrible. I had to get to work a little after that on this real estate stuff, but that was okay. Getting to work was a little different. That's just work. God wants us to work. God wants us to work. He wants the man to work. The woman doesn't have to unless it's to help the husband, because the woman and man are equals. A woman and man are equal when you get married, equal as one, and the woman is a helper to the man. She's supportive in what he's doing. He's asked to work. He has to work hard at something that's difficult, usually difficult. Sometimes can be easy, but the devil messed it up for everyone by showing us sin when they ate from the tree and made us aware of sin, and then we couldn't help but to sin, and it made our bodies get old and die too. And along with that, it made the man have to work for his food instead of just getting to be in the Garden of Eden for all eternity and happy. If they listened to what God said and they didn't eat from that tree, he said, don't eat it or you'll die. And the devil tricked him and lied to him and said, you'll be as powerful as God. Just try it. And then it messed us all up. Now we're all going to get old. We're going to be hurt. It's going to feel bad. And it's the devil's fault. It literally is the devil's fault. That's reality. That's what the truth is, God's truth. It's in the Bible. It's in the New Testament. And that's how I quit the medicine. I just quit, and I quit caffeine. I did not wean off of it. Fuck this shit. It's like a placebo. I feel so much happier without it. I've been so calm and happy. I have no anxiety. I have no actual anxiety. I don't hear voices. I don't hear any voices. Hello? Hello? I don't I don't hear any or I don't hear anything bad. It's like feels so good and so happy without that stuff. And you should probably, I'm not a doctor, but this is my real experience. I'm trying to think if there's anything else important I can tell you about that when I quit, how it helped me. This is melatonin. This is melatonin. This is a natural sleep aid. Now, I have this handy. This is a naturally occurring sleep aid that the body produces melatonin, and I haven't needed it, but here and there I felt so tired, and I didn't know if I'd be able to fall asleep, so I'd eat one of these little pills, a 3 milligram. I've done it three times or 4 times, two in the past 2 weeks. I had the only 3 milligrams. You don't need much more. And without that, I slept really well anyway. But there were times when I was so exhausted, mentally exhausted too. And had I been on caffeine, keeps you awake through all of it. All those times when you would have felt so much better to sleep. Keeps you awake through all of it like it's crazy. Like it's crazy. And so I quit caffeine. And I'm not gonna have any more caffeine. That's the hardest part, is making making sure you don't have any caffeine. Don't worry about your body looking in good shape. I just happened to start getting in a little better shape as I was doing workouts, because I was happy about playing music and doing that for a living now instead of just my films and my musical films. I did musical films, and I got happy, and I listened to music for the first time, was dancing. And you know, you don't have to be an expert dancer, just dance around your house. And things that motivate you to feel happy, to want to get in shape. And my libido is about the best that it's ever been in my life, I think. I think it's about the best that I've ever had a libido. You know, a libido means wanting to be with a woman and be intimate and kiss and stuff like that and be like, yeah. And that's been really good. And another thing that I did was, starting 2 weeks ago, I had kind of a beard and I had all this body hair I hadn't shaved in like a year or a long time. And I shaved off all my body hair like I used to. And that made me feel happy. Went along with the libido, like look really good everywhere. Like some woman would really want to be with me. It made me feel happy about the way I look. And so that's been really awesome. Like the most amazing it's been in 2 years. Because I had been afraid to think about women. I was trying to be monogamous in my thoughts. And I've been celibate for years. Trying to get my wife and children back, but she has kept ignoring me sometimes. And sometimes she responds. I talked to her a few days ago. But this is amazing. I promise everyone out there, I am more mentally well adjusted than I have felt for this long in years. And this is just outright quitting this risperidone here. I hope it doesn't have my address on here. Hi. Risperidone. Yo. Hi. So I feel happy. And that's about it. Just don't drink caffeine when you quit, because that shit will rile you up like an anxiety of worry, like you think something's annoying your asshole constantly, like everywhere you go, like what? And then you finally, it puts people in fight or flight, and they start blaming others, and they're like trying to like calm down, you know? And but sometimes caffeine can work really well. Sometimes caffeine can work really well. It depends. And I am not at all a doctor. I am not at all a doctor. I may become a personal trainer. I have a few more quizzes to take, and I may be a personal trainer. And so I know what's good for the physical body. And that's a general statement because I'm just a regular person who worked out and eats healthy. I wasn't having as many carbs because I didn't want to gain weight when I was laying in a bed. So I had all this soup at first. I had all these cans of soup that were soup that I liked and a brand that I liked. And I got a bunch of them, and I think I put some olive oil in it. And it was more protein dense and fat dense, which goes to muscle. Nowadays they found that out. When you eat fat, it doesn't make you fat. It's the carbs and the added sugar that make people fat. However, Obama. I had chocolate. I happened to have some chocolate around, and the first week and a half or 4 or 5 days, I was just eating whatever it felt like. I had this Swiss Miss chocolate. This was some of the only chocolate I could find. And I had these Kind bars that had chocolate on them. And that made me feel good to have the chocolate. And that helped with my libido somehow. I don't know how. They say like chocolate at Valentine's Day, it makes you love and stuff. But love is from your chest. That's not from your private parts. Love is from your chest. It's an all accepting love that's from heaven, from God and Jesus. When we get to heaven, he'll accept us and love us no matter what. And that's why it's important to be kind to others, on earth. That's what it's really all about, kind to others. But I had not been being as kind to myself. I was so worried about other people when I was drinking the caffeine and how it was last year and the year before. And I was repenting and feeling so sorry for what I had done. I would mentally think of family members getting stronger and healthier, really working hard at that. And I had kind of neglected myself. So I am going to go. Oh, and it says in the Bible, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. This is the Holy Bible. And in the Holy Bible, this first part is the Old Testament, and then it has the entire New Testament in the Bible, starting with the book of Matthew. The entire New Testament in the Bible, starting with the book of Matthew. And this is what it's really all about, because our souls are infinitely more important than our physical bodies. However, look at this. I got in okay shape. Even quitting caffeine, quitting my medicine, and feel way better and stronger and happier. So I can't promise that you're going to get in the best shape ever, because I also had an epiphany. I had an epiphany at the same time I quit the medicine. Well, a little after that, a few days or so after it. And it was, I'm going to play music for a living. I'm going to do music. So it was like, that made me happy. And I know for a fact, the sleeping, the no caffeine and the sleeping and not having this shit really helped me. And I got to sleep when I was like, wow, this is too much for me to do. Sometimes I was editing, doing my videos, working out, because I have the tendency to fall back into working hard at my films and videos. I make a living on YouTube, And I don't pay all my bills on it, but I pay my bills, and I think I can eventually. I'm a little trained good smoking weed high in the warmth on the street corner after you quit the medicine. No, no, be careful. Be careful. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Keep the medicine handy in case it has a different effect on you. Keep the medicine handy in case you have to go back on it. And no matter what you do, don't drink caffeine. Don't drink caffeine. And I think you can really quit. I think anyone who has been on risperidone, I think schizophrenics in particular, and people with those really strong disorders, should quit caffeine. Really quit caffeine. Any of that little slight stuff to rile them up. You know, even the nicotine in a cigarette is a stimulant. Nicotine in that, and the nicotine in that vape crap, I'm sorry, it's garbage. It's garbage. It also causes cancer. A vape may be a little better than a cigarette, but it's terrible. And the nicotine riles people up. The caffeine riles people up. And it's not the worst thing ever. That's not that important. People have their habits they enjoy, okay? You can take the medicine or somehow quit it without quitting caffeine, maybe, if that's some way that you can do it. That's not the most important thing. People who, your body's not the most important thing. Some people makes them happy to do. What's most important is following God and Jesus, which tells you to, in the New Testament, which is the most important part of the Bible, I have books under my channel that explain what it means. It says, do unto others as you do unto yourself. Be kind to others and forgive them when they're mean to you. And by some miracle, things get okay again. Things get okay again. So give it a try, quitting caffeine, and don't worry about your body being in good shape. You can cover up with sweatshirts or whatever you feel comfortable with, a t-shirt, and don't worry about your body being in good shape. You're doing this for your mental well-being. And then when you mentally are getting more adjusted and you get energy on your own, then or later you can start working out to get, if you want, if it's something you want to do with your body, and eat healthier. I didn't eat as much carbs. I was not tempted to eat a bunch of bread. All that bread causes that big body fat. Body fat is caused by bread and added sugar. And they found that out now. So I didn't eat any of that when I quit the medicine. I had been eating it earlier of last year, or just before that, I was eating bread. I was tempted because it tastes pretty good. So you try to just not have it in your house and have more protein foods and foods that taste good, that you like, that are protein and fat and stuff. But that's not the most important thing. It's about being kind to others, and you get to be kind to yourself. And that's the whole thing, is how to, following God and Jesus. That's what it's really all about. But if you want to quit this medicine, look, man, I'm gonna pick my nose on the street corner and do this like I'm homeless and lay on the ground, because I'm so confident that ain't nothing gonna mess me up off the medicine like a crazy person. Because one time when I went off the medicine, literally ended up walking across country because I was drinking caffeine. I didn't know, and I could not sleep. So don't have caffeine. And I made sure I have the medicine handy just in case, but I hope to throw this away forever. And I hope I don't ever need it again. And sometimes the medicine can help. Sometimes the medicine can help when people don't have anywhere else to turn and they can't adjust things in their life that will make them feel better, and they keep drinking caffeine. I didn't get any caffeine headaches. I drank water, tried to eat kind of healthy. I laid in a bed. I laid in a bed. So that's it. That's it. I quit that Risperidone. You don't need to take it, in my opinion, but I'm not a doctor, you know. There are some, I don't know. I can't see any point in it. I say quit it and quit caffeine and get rest. When you have plenty of rest, then you can start getting your energy back up. When you get motivated, the things that you like that make you happy, to motivate you to want to look better and stuff like that. But you'll look way better getting to sleep a lot more. Your face will start looking better, and you'll probably be a lot healthier. Make sure you have enough heat, or if it's in the summer, don't get like way too hot, and just, you know, quit the medicine and quit caffeine too at the same time. I suggest. So many of us have caffeine. I think most of America is on caffeine. That's the thing, quitting it. Just do it, just quit it, and you get to sleep. You get to really sleep in a bed a bunch. It's so fun. You get to sleep in a bed. I got to sleep in a bed for most of 2 weeks. Yesterday, I slept most of the day, on and off through the day. I did my videos or whatever here and there, thing I was trying to work out. I slept most of the day, and then at night, it was nighttime, and it was time to sleep again, and I was like exhausted, but I didn't feel like laying in a bed again, and I just ate the melatonin pill, a little tiny 3 milligram pill of melatonin, and I went to sleep and had a really good night's sleep. And see, the way I haven't been sleeping all night, I'll sleep a few hours and then kind of get up and might use a bathroom or do something else, and then when I feel like it, I'll go back and lay in the bed and sleep again, and I'll sleep for another few hours or an hour, and I've been sleeping that way when my body feels like it needs it, not having to make myself stay up all daylight hours, you know, since 5 a.m., waking up at 5 a.m. really early, have to stay up no matter what, and then going to sleep at night, having to sleep no matter what, and then all that caffeine that's making people sleep less, and they end up going crazy. Okay, bye. Click like in the video, subscribe, click like on the video. I'm not gonna joke about it. I don't like that joking garbage anymore, you know. I joke too much. I want to do things really serious, really kind and good. So that's why, thank God, I found the Bible and the New Testament especially, which was written by Jesus. Jesus came to earth to make sure the New Testament got written. Before that, in the Old Testament, they only had prophets who God sent, and it wasn't good enough. He had to send his only son to suffer and die for us and get the Bible written to show us God's truth in the Bible. So this is what it's really all about. But if you want to feel mentally well adjusted, I suggest quitting the caffeine and quitting the medicine. You'll get to sleep a lot. It's really awesome. And don't worry about looking cool in the best shape, okay? Because that'll tempt you. You'll be like, should I just drink the you know, don't drink the caffeine. That's the thing. No matter what, just don't drink the caffeine. Don't drink the caffeine, especially when you quit the medicine. Especially because if that doesn't let you sleep those few times for an hour, a few hours, 40 minutes, whatever it is, a few hours, 4 or 5 hours, it keeps you awake through all that, like when you should have been sleeping. That's what one little bit of caffeine can do when you go back to it. So just don't drink the caffeine and sleep more, and you'll feel a lot happier and better. And maybe one day when I'm well off the medicine, months from now, I might try caffeine again, and it might work. I don't know. Hopefully I never need it again. I've tried to do it on willpower alone, like I turn on some cool song. I like, and I work out and stuff. But that's it. Okay. That's it. Okay. Okay. Bye. There's my bed that there's my bed that I was sleeping in. Okay. Bye. Click like in the video, subscribe. This is John Birmingham. Okay. Bye. Hi. This is really important. I did not tell you about this. When you quit the medicine, when you are laying in a bed and you quit the caffeine, don't worry about working hard at stuff. Don't worry about working hard. Don't worry about working hard at stuff all the time. Let go of those thoughts. Just don't worry about working hard at stuff. Don't worry about doing anything but detoxing off the medicine. You're going to be quitting this psychiatric medicine that you've been reliant on for so long, and you should not have to work at anything else or think about doing things or think about cleaning things. My house got so messy. This stuff was covered in stuff with dishes piled up to here. I did not take a shower that much because this plumbing, there's a clog in the main plumbing line downstairs, and it was so much anxiety to have to think about having to keep doing the work, make sure it keeps. So I just left it. And I let everything go. I didn't care about it. I literally was not flushing the toilet for a few days, letting it pile up and putting the toilet paper in bags, because I didn't give a fuck about having to work on anything that was going to make me crazy or some shit that made me want to die. And I since fixed the plumbing clog. I ordered a snake to go in and I fixed it, and the toilets flush regularly, and I got the place a little cleaner. And I don't ever usually do anything like that. But, you know, there are people who are hippies, and you don't have to do things the way mainstream society says. And so I let all the other stuff go. I kept warm in a bed. I laid in the bed. I was laying in this bed with 2 blankets. And, you know, you don't have to live up to those standards of having the nicest, cleanest house, you know, while our bodies are deteriorating because they are neglected. And they're going to deteriorate anyway. Mine's going to deteriorate and get old no matter what I do, you know. So that's not the most important thing. Don't feel like you have to live up to other people's standards of what they want in mainstream society, and they say you have to do it this way. That's a fear-driven thing that you don't have to do any of that at all. That means nothing. I'd say all the time. Those things that people want you to do to fit in, unless it's good and in the name of God and good and according to the law. This Bible is the law. The rules out there in society are not really the law compared to this. However, you're supposed to follow them, of course. Of course, you don't want to get in trouble. But we follow the Bible. This is the real law. And it's really hard to understand sometimes. So I have videos that explain this. And the New Testament, once you know what that's really all about, then you know what reality is all about. You know, people have the wrong idea most of the time, I'd say, about Christianity. Some of the people talking about Christianity out there, and they give people the wrong idea about what it's about. It's about being kind to others. It's about being kind to others. Kind to others and forgiving them when they're mean to you. It's usually going to be words that don't hurt you anyway in the first world. So don't worry about it that much. And if they hurt your body, don't worry about it. You can get away from them if it's really hurting you that much. Don't let them corrupt your soul. Don't let them aggravate you and work you into an anger with your soul. Keep your soul kind and good. and follow God and Jesus, meaning kindness to others and all the things that, the ways it shows us how to be in the New Testament. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Say like 3 weeks went by. Say like you were on this medicine for years, and 3 weeks went by, and you're like, I'm gonna drink caffeine. Don't drink caffeine. Don't drink caffeine. It could rally you into craziness. It's not worth it. Let months go by. Months go by before you drink caffeine and the coast is clear. Okay? I tried it one time. I tried quitting a year or two ago. 3 weeks into it, I drank caffeine. Had my mind racing. It sucked. Okay. I'm gonna go to sleep. This is the New Testament. And once I got that straight, see, when I had gone off the medicine before, I had the wrong ideas about the second coming of Jesus. I had the information wrong. And I thought hell was like, I thought there were these Illuminati underground facilities I was afraid of that drove me with fear. And that stuff can't hurt you when you know the truth, when you know God's truth about the Bible, the New Testament, what Jesus showed us on earth. Okay, so that's it. I hope you get to quit the medicine and sleep and stuff like that. Okay. Bye. This is John Birmingham. Click like in the video, subscribe. Okay, bye.